You're very welcome back. Now, the Leaving Cert results are being released this morning, which may leave some students anxious about the journey ahead.
Joining us to chat live after the Leaving Cert is Baker Alice Kelly, who left college early, performer Paul Ryder, who didn't sit his Leaving Cert, and guidance counsellor Róisín O'Donoghue is back with us again with all her words of advice. Thank you all so much for joining us on the show this morning. Róisín, I'll go to you first. It can be a day of celebration for many. For many, it can be a day of disappointment as well. So what would you advise students who are a little bit upset this morning?
Yeah, you know, if students open up those results and they're not what they expected, or they didn't get a specific grade that they may have needed for a college course, it can be a very disappointing day. So the first thing I'd advise is just take a deep breath and realise this isn't the end of the road. There are lots of pathways, lots of alternative pathways available to them to still get to their destination that they want to get to. So to take a deep breath, to acknowledge their feelings and let people know, like a trusted adult, let people know how they're feeling, and then maybe check in with a guidance counsellor to plan their next steps, because really there are so many other pathways available at this stage.
Mm-hmm. Alice, you got your results 4 years ago now. Was it a positive experience?
Paul's face, 4 years ago. Me too.
I would say it was more of a harrowing experience, knowing I was going into something. I got the points I wanted, I got the course I wanted, but it wasn't really the course I wanted. I was so unsure of what I wanted to do. So getting the results, though it was a relief, it was also quite scary now because the commitment to college was made.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you were too young to make that decision?
I wish I'd taken just some time to actually think what I wanted to do in my life. I think everyone is quite young doing the Leaving Cert. And if PLCs were spoken to me in internships, I probably would have taken that path.
It's funny because I feel like even when I was doing mine, I was listening to suggestions of what I should put myself forward for, but at that time in my life, I had zero idea of what I wanted to do. So I was just listening to the people around. I hadn't a clue. All my uncles were in construction. That was the way my mum saw me going, because I wasn't very academically gifted. So that's what I was put forward for. I got the qualifications to do civil engineering, and within 8 months of doing the course, I was like, I hate this. I feel like we don't really know what we want at that time. There's such pressure. What was your experience like in the months after that you started college?
I did, yeah. I went to a culinary arts course, and though it was an amazing course, I knew it wasn't for me, and that sort of horrible feeling of, oh my goodness, I've paid this money, I'm going to this college course, and I don't like it. I have to commit to this now for 3 years. So I dropped out. I came away, I took a year off, and then I went back to college, and it was the best course I've ever done.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
There you go. Paul, you left in 5th year.
I left in 5th year.
Why did you decide to do that?
I was so badly bullied all the way through. I was so celebrated in primary school and then so badly bullied in secondary school. And it just got to a point where the school were not being helpful whatsoever.
Was it homophobic bullying?
Homophobic bullying, yeah. It was absolutely everything. I was a theatre kid, so it was such an easy pick. Like, I walked to the gates and they went, got him. And that just went on for 5 years. And it got to a point where the school would do absolutely nothing. My mum and dad sat with the principal and they kind of said, unless we see evidence, unless he comes in with a black eye, there's nothing we can do. So I was so upset, drove to up to the school one morning, and my dad just said, if you don't want to do it, I won't make you do it anymore. And I went, I don't want to. He said, but you have to go to work from tomorrow. And I already had a part-time job. I was 16 working in retail in the square in Tallaght. I was living my best life, making my own money. And I've never not worked a day in my life since I left, since we drove off the grounds of that school. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Yes, there's been moments where it's been kind of hard and you're a bit like, oh God, daunting about what the career is going to look like or what the future is going to look like. But the life lessons I've learned from not going the traditional path has been probably second to none.
What was it you wanted to do, though? Was there a path you thought you would follow?
Well, I was a theatre kid and I was already doing the dancing and the singing and all the rest of it, so I kind of thought, I'm going to be a star. And you always think that's going to be the case.
So you were in that world anyway, to an extent?
Yeah, I was in that world anyway, and I'm still in that world today. I just kind of had to go all the different roundabouts to make sure that there's always money coming in, there's always food on the table, and there's always a roof over your head. But, you know, you both will know that there's so many different aspects to this life and this entertainment world. You can go down a lot of different routes, and that's probably the same in every single career. You don't just have to be a mechanic, you can be all these different things in all these different spaces, and you might not need that slip of paper to keep going and doing that.
I think your you're proof for anyone that's maybe not getting the results that they wanted today that you can be incredibly successful without even sitting the exams. I mean, Róisín, for those out there today that maybe didn't get what they wanted, what advice would you give them today?
Yeah, well, I actually think Alice brought up a really important point there when she mentioned the PLC courses. If students didn't get the points that they want, or they don't get their first course, choice course, it's well worth looking at the other routes. The PLC route, the FETAC Level 5 route, is a fantastic route. It can be used as a stepping stone into college, but it can be used as a course in its own right to kind of transition into the world of work. And we were having a chat earlier about all of our different experiences, and we were talking about the fact that those PLC courses it's a powerful year that acts as a transition year. You build up so many skills and so many experiences and maturity before you ever step foot in a college or before you ever step foot into the world of work. So really that PLC route is a fantastic route to look
Alice,
at.
I suppose college is not for everybody, and if you had that opportunity to do the PLC course or something like that, you probably wouldn't have wasted your time and your money doing the course you did. But despite all of that, you've carved out a remarkable career for yourself. You've 5 million followers, which is huge, and you're passionate about what you're doing now. So what's it like actually doing what you love now for a living and so successfully?
I mean, it's a bit insane to talk about. 4 years ago, I was getting my results. I never did very well in any of the subjects. So going from doing quite badly in English to now having written a book, it's a little bit crazy to think, 18-year-old Alice had no idea what she was going to do with her life, and now to have such a certain pathway, it's a great feeling.
Yeah. Do you think we should be more open and honest with kids sitting Leaving Cert to say this is not going to define your life and where you end up? And I think everyone on the couch is proof of that.
I think the language for teachers should really change, because when you finish your junior cert, for example, you come back in September following and they just kind of go, right, that's it, that was nothing, and you're almost disheartened. So the language for teachers to kind of go, like you said, there is other options, there is other pathways you can take.
I suppose, and a lot of students are watching this, and in just over an hour they can access their results online if they wish to do so, and they're probably nervous wrecks, as are their parents in a lot of instances. But the overwhelming message, I think, from everybody this morning is, and it's easier said than done, if you've done your Leaving Cert, you're going to be a basket of nerves, but just, I suppose, take a step back really and take a breath. And it might be hard to look at the bigger picture, but it, as you said, it won't define you. And there are so many ways of getting what you want. Even if you want to do medicine, even if you want to be a doctor, you could start it through the PLC course.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was on here last year with another guest who took that exact same path. He did a PLC course and then went on to qualify in medicine as a doctor.
Yeah, so you don't need your 600 points plus to do something like that. There's ways and means around everything.
Dr. Paul Ryder. I can see it now. I can see it.
I'm not sure if I'd let
Never too late.
anywhere near one of the scalpel calls, to be quite honest. I think you're much better at doing what you do than that. But seriously, because and a lot of kids will have left school because of trauma, like you did, Paul, as well. So then if they're watching this as well, your advice to them?
Yeah, it is that worst thing, because the trauma never leaves you. You still go into rooms. I still walk into rooms and still have that trauma of being in school. But it's how you manage it, it's how you handle it, it's how you stand up and dust yourself off. I was saying to your researcher yesterday, it's actually how you stand up and continue moving forward. That's what's more important now. Always remember, there's another door you can walk to the other side of and continue on your life without anyone else behind you.
Yeah.
If life closes a door, you can always jump through a window.
Amen.
And do you know what? AI is coming for all these jobs anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, that's not exactly the message we want to be saying
No,
today,
of course not.
Eric.
Best of luck to everyone.
Don't be bothering with the AI. Read the book. Anyway, thank you all, Alice, Paul, and of course, Róisín, for joining us on the show this morning. Now, still to come after 9, we're getting busy learning how to make lamps out of scraps.
And Derek will be celebrating 200 years at the Iverk show in Kilkenny. We'll be right back after this break.
AI.